Okay, I don't think it's no. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Well, anyway, we're not going to worry about it. Hey, welcome to Business Susie. We got some new equipment. And it's probably I don't know what the hell I'm no. How about that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Uncle T would take the blame for that, but anyway, we're gonna just go ahead on and do this and call it a day. So I have with us, we have Mr. Kenneth Rosenborough and also Miss Maxine Francis. Welcome, and I want to thank both of you here. We had supposed to have Colonel Clark. He's a former police colonel, but he's on a cruise with his family, and we hope pray God that everything is okay and he's having a great time with his family. So good evening. How are you, ladies and gents? How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Okay, Mr.
Very well.
Okay, good. Well, we are here tonight to discuss the GOPX and tokens, and to give our listeners some kind of hope of what's happening in the future with the coin or the tokens or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to, I guess I want to I give it to the ladies first, and I'm going to ask the question to both of you. Maxine, I know you made an investment of you and your family and everything. So I'm going to ask you first. Why did you make an investment with the GOPX token?
Well, I'm a avid listener on your show, of course, and I heard what they said, and everything about the investment sounded, truly good. And I had the funds at the time, and so I thought it was a good investment. I wanted to support them as well.
Right.
As well as, line my pockets a little.
Right.
So, naturally.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Mr. Okay, well, thank you, Maxine. We appreciate that. Okay, Mr. Roseborough, same question to you. I know you made an investment, and so how do you feel in reference about your investment overall? What made you want to make the investment with GOPX tokens?
Well, a good friend of mine that we have gone into many platforms together on the cryptocurrency side gave me this information. Was pretty familiar with stable coins, and I thought it was a good idea for me to try my hand at seeing what it sounded like was a good plan to work out.
Right.
And I took the dive to see what happened.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna first, okay. That's. I think everybody, did that. I think the promises of the token, it never changed in value. It always stays the same, or either it goes up. And I think that was a fantastic idea or concept behind the GOPX token. So, okay, and we thank you guys. I want to thank you guys. Let me give you a shout out first on that. All right. And I guess the next question I'm going to ask you, is this right here. And, just take your time, Mr. Roseborough and Maxine. Hold on, let me see something here. Because sometimes my phone play tricks on me, man. Hold on one second. This doggone phone, it acts up. It do things whatever you want to do. Hold on. Okay. All right, so I guess the next question I want to ask is, from the investment, as far as the time frame, are you concerned anything about the time frame? Do you think it's been long enough? In reference to the GOPX, time frame. to mature or to actually get everything aligned with the liquidity, and all that stuff. So I want to get a feedback from you guys. What do you think in reference about the overall time frame from the time you actually invested up until now? What and Mr. I think what I want to do is do it like this. I might switch from investor to investor. So Maxine, I'll let you go first. So Mr. Rosenborough, I'm going to let you go ahead on and answer this one first, because you might have been a longer investor than Maxine and I. So because Maxine, she's joined off from the radio station I did around the same time she did. So I'm going to let you answer that one first.
Okay. All right. Well, I joined March 12, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, the time frame was the token was supposed to go to $2,500 by June 2023.
Right.
Okay. It has changed several times, and the values of the token have never reached anywhere, at least for the investors, that amount of $2,500. So
right.
To me, the time frame that we was basically invited to have has gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not happy with the time frame. That is the reason why I decided to invest based on the stability of the token, as
right.
you said,
mm-hmm.
and the time frame.
Right.
It was supposed to go from 500 to 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,500 based on the white paper.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long you've been in. I don't know if you know about the changes of the white paper.
Right.
And the different changes that have gone back and forth. But no, I'm not happy with the time frame.
Okay. Maxine, we're going to bring you in, and it's the same, basically the same question.
Okay, well, I basically joined around April, so it was like a month later.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was very impressed by the same thing, the stability and the fact that the prices would go up. I was under the impression that GOPX would invest into technology. And because I'm a big believer in the growth of technology, I figured that this was a good investment to get in the very beginning when they were learning to grow their product. And at that point, I also would benefit from, a lot of what they were doing,
right.
Because I've heard a lot of, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, all those things. People started to invest in the beginning, and that was where they made a lot of their fortune.
Right.
So I figured that by investing in GOPX in the early stages, that based on their words, that the growth would be phenomenal. I believe them. He really talked a good talk. So
right.
I had no reason not to believe them.
Right. Okay. All right. And let me just piggyback off of what you guys are just saying. As general manager here at Cool Rhythms 98, we also had some employees at the time that went ahead on and made some investment from Cool Rhythms 98 as well as we did. So my thing of it is, and I totally agree with both of you, we haven't seen any growth potential with the tokens because we was under the impression that the token, just like you said, Mr. Rosenborough, that the token would eventually, go from 500 to 1,000 or to 2,500. Because remember, just like he said, the tokens never go down. They're supposed to continue to hold the value and go upward and not downward. So my thing of it is now, and like I said, this is my opinion and my commentary, piggybacking, off of you guys, is that I'm trying to figure out what's next. Okay. And we got to get an understanding of the liquidity. Now he keeps talking about the liquidity of the system, and this is where you're supposed to actually be able to get your percentage of your money or whatever the case may be. So where is the liquidity? Supposed to come from the casinos, people using, MasterCard, Visa cards, and all this great stuff. And like I said, all of it sounded great at the time, but we still have not heard anything about their liquidity. Now, here's another thing I want to talk about as well. Not only is about the liquidity, I'm concerned that you have all of these popular sports figures that's going around. That's, you got them involved, making claims, great claims and everything. I want to know, how do you guys feel about that? Because matter of fact, we had one of the, made a commercial for Cool Rhythms 98. Matter of fact, while you guys talking, I'm going to pull it up and I'll play it. That concerns me, because if you got prominent NFL players or NBA players or whomever that's out here that's helping you boost your product or your brand, then yes, there should be some kind of filter, with your company to show some proof or something. Because I don't know of anybody, you heard anybody have gotten any kind of refunds or anything, or gotten any kind of liquidity yet, or from the gotten any money, from the interest of the liquidity? Have you heard anything about that? Either of the two? One of the two?
Well, okay. You mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned what's next, liquidity, and I think the liquidity ties into the consumption points, right? Okay. So to go on what you said, what's next? That's the question. It's always changing.
Right.
Every single time that we hear that we're going to do something one way, it changes constantly, right? So when you talk about liquidity, the liquidity was supposed to come from consumption points, which was supposed to add to the value of the token, right? Which was supposed to add to the value at certain points in time, with bringing other businesses in, right? In order for it to bring in revenue. Right. None of that is happening.
Right.
To go on to what you were saying about the sports personality, there was a gentleman, I don't know his name in the beginning, that pretty much brought a large audience of individuals in because of his personality. Now, his relationship with Alex and all of the technical wherewithal that goes into it, I don't know if he feels the same way about us, that he was told one thing and there's another, disappeared. I don't know, but I know that's how I feel, that I was told one thing and it's totally not that way.
Right. Let me give you a shout out real quick there. All right, I totally agree, man. Matter of fact, let me go ahead on and